Welcome back. The pandemic has hit many people, including kids hit hard during the pandemic this past year. Well, a new song is hoping to shed some light on the stay-at-home measures in Ontario. Please join me in welcoming to the show, Aubrey Norona. Thank you for being here.
Hey, thanks so much for having me, Megan.
So first, Aubrey, you're scheduled to visit dozens of schools in person and virtually to share your new song as well as spread hope. What part of the pandemic stemmed you to do this?
When everything first hit about a year ago, we were all talking about this idea of the new normal. And we were wondering if it was going to be here to stay. I think a lot of us are still trying to figure out if it's going to be here to stay. And amongst a lot of my peers, we realized we can either kind of cave in or we can create and try to be a part of spreading that hope. And things just really exploded creatively for me when it came to music and when it came to serving a lot of the schools that I was speaking at. And so this song really just blew up, and it was written in a matter of like 20, 30 minutes. And the whole idea was, imagine hope personified, and you could be introduced to hope, shake hands with hope, if you will, how that might change things for you. And so this whole idea of Hello Hope kind of was formed. And then with the song, I just thought would play on words, go the distance, but stay inside, because it's a challenging time for everybody. And I just felt like we can be hopeful in the midst of all of this craziness.
Stay inside, feeling like we gotta hide. Keep the gap 6 feet wide. We'll get through this. I see all the people on the phones. Notifications, man, they got them froze. They shaking in their knees and in their bones.
The lyrics in the song describe exactly what we're trying to do, right? Stay at home, wear a mask, try and stay protected, keep people safe, that sort of thing. And that message, if it isn't a song, it usually sits well with students, don't you think?
It does. It does. I actually just spoke a few days ago to some parents at a school in Durham region. And literally in the last 12 weeks, in the last 12 weeks, I've gone from about 6 speaking engagements to students and parents and teachers to almost 70. So 4 to 70 in the last 12 weeks. And a lot of folks are just, it's on their radar. How can we increase the hope for our students, for our families, for our school communities? And a lot of them are also asking me to speak on one of my other main talks, which is on anti-racism. And I find that right now we're in the midst of 2 big pandemics, one where we need to realize what's going on and what we can do to eradicate racism and what we can do to spread that hope so people can keep moving forward together.
And with what's going on in the States, as well as, the pandemic, do you think that it really brings, anti-racism to the forefront and something that we really have to talk about to students?
The students are telling me that we really need to talk about it. And I've been fortunate because things have exploded throughout Ontario. I actually spoke at a school in Nova Scotia just a few days ago as well. There's my little one. And and in the midst of everybody being at home now, especially here in Ontario. Thanks, babe. She's just reading, everyone. In the midst of everybody being at home here in Ontario, other provinces are still meeting at the schools. And the students are saying to me, even though it's virtual and we were expecting it to be boring, you kept our attention. And I think the reason is it's not because I'm doing a song or dance, it's because I think I'm speaking to the topics that so many kids are wanting to talk about in a real way, in an authentic way, and a bit of a raw way as well. And I find that the teachers and the parents, it's so on their radar right now. And so I'm just really grateful that we can have these conversations, as uncomfortable as they can be, so that we can move forward, come alongside our Black brothers and sisters, our racialized folks, our Indigenous folks, and just let's move forward together in the midst of a pandemic.
And I feel like it really does start with students, because if you start at a young age when it comes to anti-racism and when it comes to talking to them about the pandemic, they learn and they take that to their future.
100%. The stories that I've been hearing about what students are doing in their own schools to bring awareness about our racialized brothers and sisters is so encouraging to me. I mean, in the midst of one of my talks is called Colorblind, with a question mark, why being not racist is not enough anymore. And the students that have really taken to that message and have encouraged me. I tell them, when I was in grade 6, when I was in the 7th grade, we didn't talk about these things, not to this degree. And I'll be the first to admit, I was bored talking about racism as a kid, partially because of my own privilege, the own luxury I had to not have to really think about heavy duty topics like that. Black History Month was not that much of a priority for me. I'm a bit embarrassed to say, until I became awakened to, yikes, this stuff is actually hurting people that I care about.
Well, I hope that you're able to visit one of our schools in our region virtually in the next little bit. For more information on Aubrey and to check out his tour dates and more information, you can head to HelloHope.ca. Thank you for joining us this morning, Aubrey.
Thanks so much, Megan. Appreciate it.